hashing can be used to map from one thing to another. For example, if we have keys and we want to map them into servers, then we can hash a key, then do the modulo operation. Let's say that we have 10 servers that we would modulo by 10. And then if we got 5, then we map this key to server number 5. If now someone wants to read this key number 5, he will also modulo it, first hash it, then modulo it by 10. He will receive 5 and he would know that he should get it from server number 5. The problem with this is that if the number of servers changes, then almost all the keys would receive a new number, because if the number of servers changes from 10 to 20, then the next time that we do hash to a key and then we modulo it by 20, then almost for sure we would get a different servers. So we would need to move all the keys and the values from one server to another, which is basically some move storm. We would have a storm of moving everything from one server to another. This is where consistent hashing comes into play in order to solve this problem. In the standard hashing, where we did only hash and then modulo for keys, we did only hashing for the keys and then we used the modulo in order to know the server. Now we want to be able to move the least amount of items from one server to another and still have some balance in between the servers. So let's have some balance and some symmetry in the hashing. Why only hash the keys that we want to map to the servers? Can also hash the servers themselves. So if we have server number 1, server number 2, server number 3, let's also hash it. And now another difference from standard hashing is that we are not going to do a modulo. We're just going to take the hash key of one key and then know from this hash key what is its server. How can we know this? So when we hash something, we get some random identifier. We can take all this space of identifiers, of all this space of outputs, of numbers, and put it on a circle. So if we have a space of 1 to 1 million, we take all this and put it on a circle, just like a clock. And now the next time we hash a key and we want to know what is its corresponding server, we go clockwise until we hit the first server. Once we hit the first server, because as we said, we have also hashed the servers. So the servers, both the servers and the keys are on this circle of space of hashes. So now the next time we want to know what is the corresponding server of these keys, we'll go clockwise on this circle of hashes, and the first server that we tackle upon is the server of this key. And everyone can do this. So we stopped using the modulo, we hash both the keys and also we hash the servers. We put them all as if they are equally assigned into the hash circle, and the server would be the first server that we tackle for a specific hash of a key without doing any modulo, clockwise on the circle. And now if we add a new server, then it would come inside the circle at some point in between two other servers, and only the items that were previously assigned to the external server would hit this new server in the middle, because its hash would be somewhere in the circle. So only those keys, roughly half of the keys in between two servers, would need to get quote unquote moved, assigned to the new servers that would be placed in the middle. As we said, that one of the cons of this, it's not only pluses, not only pros, there are also some cons. When we did the modulo by 10, we got an evenly distributed keys across the servers, but now we use the hash itself and we don't use a modulo for the servers. So because we don't use a modulo and we just use the hash, it's possible that randomly all the first servers would get very busy, would get very distant, and only the last server would receive a small amount of traffic. So because we just use the hash values that we assign to the servers. The way to deal with this is to take server, let's say take server number 1 and say that we have server 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, like virtual servers, 10 virtual servers for each server, do the hashing for it, and now we do hash for the servers 10 times for each server. So it resides 10 times on the circle, and now we can get a more evenly distributed servers.